Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Quinceañera Planning Podcast. I'm here with my good friend, Alfredo. Alfredo, for those that don't know you, please quickly tell us, who are you?
Hi guys, my name is Alfredo Castro. I'm known for AC50 Choreography, which is my brand, my business. I'm also a dancer, choreographer, teacher, entrepreneur, social media influencer, and all of the above. So open up TikTok and you'll probably just see me.
Yeah, basically. Especially TikTok. Right?
Instagram, YouTube, even on Facebook now, but
yeah,
it just depends where I'm on now, you know?
Okay, wait. Like now, if you're out and about in the streets, do people like recognize you now?
You know what? Yeah. It's very common now. And honestly, it's so funny because like I feel like it's normal for me now, but like if I'm like with a friend that like doesn't think it's normal, they're kind of like what is this about? Or they don't know what I do. They'll be like, yeah, what's going on? ¿A qué te dedicas? And I'm just like, it's a long story, but I think that's also a lot of people don't know that that's my reassurance. Like that's like okay, Alfredo, you're doing really good. Like just keep it up.
Just keep going.
And I'm getting a little like flashback memory right now because I feel like we've done so many like things together now that like I feel like we're kind of, it's like a different life update now, which is so like full circle now.
I think like every few years now in whatever we're doing, we're kind of just like,
hey, how are you? You know?
How are you? And what are you up to?
Yeah. Huh. It's literally like a full circle because I met Jocelyn when I was little, before I even had AC15, and then
15 years old.
I was like 15,
yeah.
15, yeah. And she was just living her college student life too. And then it's so crazy now that like, well, we did another podcast a while back, and then here we are now. Like, it's like new different eras. We're in a different era.
And with another update.
Yes, with another update.
Like, it's always something new.
I love it. So thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, of course.
So excited to be here.
Okay, let's start this off. First question that I have for you.
Okay.
What has been the most rewarding thing about talking about growth, seeing like AC15 and the growth that you have from there?
You know, definitely I think the most rewarding thing has been like being able to meet so many different people and network. I think for us, it's kind of just like you never know who you're going to meet and who you're going to be able to like work and talk to. Yeah. And each person has a different story or like a different thing that you learn from them, you know? So me, now that I'm getting older and growing up and trying to figure out like what I want to do for like the rest of my life, I feel like it's really important to network and kind of just like get to know people and see, you know, like you never know who you're going to run into, you know? Like it's really, really funny. Yeah. Funny story, like I ran into like a plumber the other day and I was like, wait a minute, like I actually need a plumber, you know?
Yeah, so, like I need you right now.
Exactly. So I think not so much business wise, like growing and, you know, like seeing where it's going. I think to me, what really matters the most about like growing and like what's really rewarding about all of that is kind of just like the memories and like everyone you run into. I think that's itself is just rewarding itself.
Mainly because you build this community as you go and you kind of tailor it, right? Like you start to see how the people that are staying right now is because they genuinely want to see you grow, right? And the people that have been a part of it, it's like, okay, they were there for some time. Yes. Maybe I grew, I learned from them, but now it's like
you grow your wings and you fly. I think what's also really pretty is like when I first started this community, it was kind of just like you start a community based on like what you like and what you love, and it's really pretty to see people that like with the same common interests as you and like with the same mindset and mentality as you like come into that community, and like that community just grows into something really
crazy,
beautiful.
Huh? Yeah. And the thing is, we don't do the same thing. Like I probably suck at dancing, but
I taught you how to dance a long time ago.
But I need some. Let me just tell you.
I'm dead.
No, I need some practice
training?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely.
We're actually starting up new classes. Okay, that's all I can say.
Gotta tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, I got you.
No, for real. Like now speaking, right? We're at a different stage in life. And you just expanded your new studio. Tell us a little bit about that feeling. What inspired the growth? You know, a part of that.
You know what? I had this dream of expanding our dance studio last year, 3 months after we got our other studio. Like, we got our other studio in June.
Like a year ago.
Yeah,
in January.
Yes, in January. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. We got that studio in January, and in March, I was already like, okay,
this is too small.
This is too small. It worked out perfectly. We need to like figure something out. So I'm the type of person that I'm very like, I overthink a lot, and I say like, okay, are you moving too fast, or is the business growing too fast at a like fast pace, Or are you kind of just being extra and you just want something more, you know? Yeah. I am a Leo and I believe a lot, like I'm Leo and I'm a crazy Leo, you know? So at that time I was like, I want to expand, and I kind of just like put it out into the universe and like let it happen. But in December of last year, that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to expand. It's going to happen, you know? And we started looking for spots and started looking for places, and we found the perfect spots. And when I was ready to do it, it didn't happen. And I kind of like, I was like, okay, well, like, it's not going to happen. It's fine. And I feel like I kind of just, like, turned off that idea, that light bulb. And I was like, okay, it's not going to happen. I don't want to do it right now.
Pause.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because I'm the type of person that, like, if it doesn't happen at that time, it's going to happen at the perfect time, you know? Yeah. And I have so much going on in my life that I'm like, okay, I can't, like, get sad about this, move on, you know? Yeah. On to the next thing. And 4 months later after that, oh, my God, 4 months later after that, that's when I was like, okay, it's happening. Let's do it. And I think that's where, like, I believe in God so much, and I think that's like the most beautiful thing that like God could have ever given me at that time. Like, 4 months later, we did it. And yeah, I feel like a lot of people just think that like you say you're gonna expand and you do it, but they don't know what it takes, or like how, like, I wouldn't say like mental struggles, but like it's a lot of like mental work, and it's a lot of physical work, and it's a lot of like, it's literally gonna change your whole life, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, I love that you were sharing a little bit behind the scenes and literally like the construction that was inside. Yes. But yeah, I can only imagine the reunions, the meetings, the mental like load that you were putting on yourself to make all of this happen.
Yeah, and the funny part is like our dance season goes August through June, and a lot of people were telling me like, why at the end, why right now, you know, like you're doing this to yourself, but it was just the perfect time. Yeah, it was a perfect time, and like we wanted to share a lot. Like I care a lot about my supporters. I care a lot about my family, my friends. Like I love to share all of my success and everything that I have with the people that I love. And I think like that was just the best way to like give back to everyone that follows us. Like, hey, like we're gonna take you behind the scenes, or we're gonna show you what's going on, you know? Yeah. And then the most beautiful part too was like my dad actually built the studio for me. Him and his team built it for me. I literally gave him the layout one day and I was like, I want this. And he was like, vision. Yeah, literally a paper with like lines, and I was like, I want this. And he was like, okay. And 3 weeks later,
Made it happen.
And our grand opening was on his birthday, so that was just a full circle moment.
You did that on purpose, though. You wanted to give that.
You know what? Yeah. At first, I asked my mom. I was like, "Hey, we have this Friday available. It's on May 1st, my dad's birthday." And my mom was like, "Okay, let's do it." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like, so I can go even extra bigger, you know, because dad's birthday and grand opening." So,
there's two together.
Yeah, I just really wanted to get back to him. I feel like growing up, like, he's been around so much, but like I feel like we've had like little bumps on the road where like we don't really understand each other, or like he didn't really see like this career of mine being a thing. Right? Exactly. Coming from a Hispanic culture, you know, like I've talked about this in many interviews where I'm just like, a lot of parents don't think that like their Latino boy can like make it out in dance, or with, you know, a dance studio or something like that. This is
very new. This is new to the industry, new just in general.
100%. And I feel like him being a part of this new journey with me kind of just like, I feel like he's like, oh shoot, like,
now he's like,
he's doing it. Yeah, like he actually did something with it. So expanding the studio was really important for me, just because I wanted to challenge myself and see where I can go next with this new chapter in my life. And then I just really want to make my parents proud, and I just really want them to like, I love bringing them along with everything. So it was really important, not just for me, my parents, but like even for the whole community that we have at the studio.
Honestly,
I was ready. Like, let's do it.
Okay, I was a part of it. The beautiful thing is that I was a part of it, you know, a year ago in January, and now I'm a part of it again. And just seeing how much you've grown, not just within a year, but the community that came with that, because the new grand opening of the actual studio back a year ago compared to how it was this time around, my mind was blown.
You know what? I was scared. I did not want a grand opening. I wanted something super calm and chill and nice. And my team told me, absolutely not. You have to do this big event. And we did it, and honestly I did not expect that many people to come out. Like it literally was a problem. Everyone, it was literally a problem with everyone. Literally I kept saying like, oh my god, we had a block party. Like, this is literally a block party.
It literally felt like that.
And I feel like we could have gone so much more bigger, but I definitely held back a lot. Like, planning this grand opening, I definitely said no to a lot of stuff, and I was like, no, that's too much. No, like, I don't want to do this, you know, or like, no, that's being too extra. But like, if I had full capability of doing like a big event, we would go all out. like
the
all
whole
out.
block,
The whole
literally.
block. I think I'd shut down the street or something.
No,
but like,
honestly, at this point.
And I think like
I believe you.
It's so funny, Jocelyn, because I went back on social media 2 days after, and I was on TikTok, and someone commented on our TikTok. We posted a video of the grand opening, saying like I was at the sushi spot across the street, and I saw the grand opening from across the street.
Okay, first of all, that sushi spot is fire. I love it.
I haven't tried it, but
no, you have to.
What's it called? And that to me already was like, oh my god, like even the people that were like not in person were watching us on live because we were live on TikTok, or like just driving across the street or like driving on the main street. We're like, what's going on over there? You know, so I feel like I'm very blessed with such a big community, and it makes me really, really happy. And I feel like I don't thank our community enough, and I always try to find like different ways to like thank our community.
Give back to it.
Give back to it, and like not even just like my AC community, like where I grew up, you know, like my hometown.
I was just about to say that, and that was such a special part of seeing all of that too. That you brought your community with you from Paramount and your high school, and also it was Cal State.
We had a college dance team there, so I just wanted it to be like, this is my family, you know, and I think we did a really good job at that.
You did a really good job. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had so much fun. And I mean, my Tia studio is right next door where you used to be at. So it's just like a full circle moment.
Is.
Like I love being surrounded by that.
That plaza is like, that was another thing. Like I do not want to leave that plaza.
Yeah.
When I was looking for a new spot, I was like, I cannot leave. Why? Because I feel like I grew up there.
Yeah.
Like I literally grew up there. I was 18 years old when I first got there.
Opened your
first studio,
which is just one small studio,
one little box.
like literally a studio, to like growing a little, and it's just
more.
Been growing more and more.
Now I have to put my steps on when I walk at the studio because it's so big, and then I'm like walking back and forth.
You know what?
I'm about to make that plaza AC Plaza at some point. You know, take over the whole plaza.
No, at this point,
I'm manifesting it into the universe right now, okay?
Yeah. Universe, please hear Alfredo right now. But okay, let's talk a little bit about choreography now, right? Okay. Why do you think it's important to have a dedicated space for practice, for quinceañera practice?
Cool. You know what? I think it's really important to have a similar space as your dance floor.
That's true.
For practice.
That's
Why?
True.
We have a lot of events that come in and say, hey, I want a big studio to practice in, you know? And we have a big studio. And then when we ask them, okay, how big's your dance floor? It's half the size of the studio. So basically, we're training our kids in a big room for a small dance.
That's a rectangle.
Yes.
When in reality, it's
like a small square.
Yeah.
And then that brings so many challenges the day of the event, unnecessary stress, because now we have to adapt formations, move things around. The dress itself takes like 4 blocks of that dance floor.
It does.
So I think it's really important.
Maybe even more right now.
It depends now. Quinceañera dresses are crazy now, you know? I think it's really important to have like a similar dance space as your venue, as like what you're actually going to be dancing at. And even if we're going to home rehearsals, I think it's also really important that like it's similar space. You know, we can practice on grass, we can practice on concrete, whatever it is. You can practice at the studio, but like at least make it very similar to where you're dancing at the event. I always just think that like if we're using a big space for such a small dance floor, it's kind of like setting the kids up for failure, because it's like, okay, like work in this little small space, you know, or vice versa. You have a small studio and you have a huge dance floor, you know, everyone's gonna be so cramped up. For videographers, it might be good because, you know, you get everyone in one shot, angles, you know? Yeah, but as far as like the whole production of the choreography, they just need to be spaced out, because then it looks so like mashed potatoes, like too much, you know?
And you don't want that.
And you don't want that for choreography.
You know, I never even thought about that. So thank you for...
You know what? I learn these things as I go. Like, it's so funny. Like, if you would ask me this like 4 years ago, I would have been like...
I don't know.
Wherever you want to practice, we're good, you know? But like, it makes sense because like things come up and then we like literally live these things, you know? So it's always like, okay, add that to my list. Like, hey, we got to make sure we have a similar dance floor.
That's good. Okay. Well, that's a little tip for y'all. And then... one of the biggest things that I feel like a lot of people have trouble with when they're practicing is like, how do you keep the kids so disciplined while in the same time, I mean, they're creating memories, like that's for sure, right? But like, how do you keep them so disciplined? Because we know as teenagers,
you're tremendos, You know what? This is so common. I feel like from the get-go, from the beginning, you tell the kids, hey, I'm here to work. I'm here working, so I'm gonna be strict on you, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. You know, like I want to have fun. I don't want to
set the standards.
Yes, you set the standards. I don't want to be that teacher that's annoying, or like that teacher you don't want to come learn from, or like I don't want you to talk smack about me behind my back, you know, which people, it's okay, it happens. I don't care, you know.
Just don't tell me.
Exactly, right? So we put the standards from the very beginning. Okay. This is what we need, you know? And then we also have to remind them, because I feel like a student really, really learns a lot from a teacher when they trust them. Yeah. So we have to make sure that the kids trust us in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. Meaning, like, you don't have to be my friend. We don't want to be. Honestly, we don't want to be your friend. You know, like, we're the teacher, you're the kid. Yeah. That sounds so rude, actually. We do want to be your friend, but, you know, like, we just want you to have good connection with us, you know?
The connection needs to be there.
Yes, there needs to be a connection, you know? So we build that connection throughout the process. But a lot of the kids, sometimes because they're teenagers, they're like, I don't want to be their friend, or I don't want to talk to them, or I'm not going to listen to them, you know? And then that's where it gets hard. So, like, we kind of just go back to, like, the standards, like, okay, well, we're here to do this and this and this. You committed to this and this and this. You know, like, just make it happen. And we always, like, tell the kids, like, hey, don't do it for us. You know, like, it's not our quinceañera. Do it for whoever's quinceañera you're in, you know? Like, they asked you to be in it, so, like, really just make sure that, like, you give it your all for them. Not for us. For your quinceañera, you know? So I think kind of just being straight up from the beginning and, like, easing your way through the process and, like, seeing how the kids are. Are they motivated? Are they not motivated?
And kind of adjusting as you go.
Adjusting to that, yeah. Okay, so I feel like that's another thing, too, that, like, on social media, like, everything people post is kind of just, like, one-sided. And I feel like I always tell everyone, all of our clients and all of our families that come in, like, hey, every experience is different because every quinceañera, every court, every dancer is so different.
There's so many personalities that you guys are managing at the same
different.
time.
We try our best to provide our best experience, but at the end of the day, it has to be, you know, up to the kids what experience they want with us, you know? Yeah. So I've learned that too. Yeah. I've learned that as I go, you know?
It's all a learning curve.
You know what? And I love it. I love it because I feel like I get a lot more inspiration on, like, how I want to teach, or, like, what I want to do with the kids and stuff like that. So,
or how you want to portray yourself as a person. Like,
exactly.
Like
my character, you know, like, in a way.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot, and I'm not mad at it. Like, I love learning. I literally love learning so much, like, all these lessons, because I don't just apply them to, like, my business. I apply them to, like, my life, or in general. So it's really nice, and that's pretty.
I like that. No, I mean, it's good that you're saying that, because I could piggyback off of that. Like, so many people, once you put yourself in a, like, learning mindset, right? And this more, like, in general, I think it opens up more opportunities, because the moment you close yourself, and maybe you could be a little know-it-all or what have you, but that's kind of the time where you close yourself from so many opportunities, experiences, memories, whatever.
And you know what? Also, the way you react to it, like, I always say, like, it's not the way it happens, it's the way you react to it. So, like, if you react really good to those lessons, like, I feel like you're gonna fly. Like, you're just gonna thrive, you know? If you're like, why did this happen? You know, like, why did this and this happen? You know, you're kind of just like
setting yourself up for failure in a way, right?
Yeah. So that's what I've learned, and I'm very happy I learned a lot of those experiences through, like, my own business and, like, throughout my own thing. That's crazy. So I just love taking risks and kind of just being like, okay, let's see where we end up.
You know, I've been knowing you since you were 15, right? Like what's an advice you would give your 15-year-old self now?
It's not that deep.
Okay.
It's not that deep. It's not that serious. Enjoy, breathe, relax, find your real passion, and run with it. Yeah. And block everyone else out around you and run with your passion. Yeah. Because, and I tell this advice to all my kids, like, if you want to do it, do it. Like, find your way to do it and make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's not that deep. Yeah. You have so much more in store where you can figure out different parts, or, like,
as you go.
You go, and don't let others tell you what to do. Like, don't let others try to control your life. You know, it's
or
your
vision,
life.
Because
or your visions.
You have that vision for a reason, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Someone told me that you don't get a vision if it's not meant for you. Like, everyone has their own different visions. Like, the vision I had for this whole passion that I have now, was my vision only. Yeah. Only I have this particular vision, you know?
Yeah.
So I need to make that vision come true. And I feel like sometimes I go into like a big like thinking, like like deep thinking that like, okay, like I feel like I'm playing a video game, like this is my task for my life, and I need to like by the end of my life, I need to like figure this task out, you know?
Yeah.
That sounds so scary to say, but like it's so funny. I feel like this is like my goal for like my life.
Your life, yeah. It's so funny.
Ew,
no, it's so funny because
I'm so grown up now. Like, why am I talking about all of this?
No, you know what's so funny though? That we're not old yet. Though.
I know, but like we're not that old, guys.
The things that we say, okay, because sometimes I tell people like where I see myself in retirement, and then they look at me and they're like, "Girl, you still need like a long way there."
You have a long journey left.
Yeah, I know I have a long journey ahead of me, but I know I'm working my way to where I want to be. By the time I retire, I look back and I'm like, I did this right.
Is it bad that like I don't see myself retired? Like I don't know what retirement would look like for me. It's because I'm the type of person.
Because you love what you do
exactly.
so much.
Like what I was saying earlier about like me leaving on a trip, that like I don't see myself retired like that. Or like I could be like in a wheelchair like or old, you know, like I'll still be teaching. I can teach sitting down.
I love that.
I think.
I love that. I mean, my retirement is going to be different from your retirement. You know 100%. What I'm saying? So that's like the vision there.
Yeah.
Like you're going to see yourself completely different from how I see myself, envision myself in an island somewhere. Things like that.
Like
you know
what I'm
saying?
My wine on the side.
With my tequila bar. No, I'm just kidding.
I love that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, in the long run, this is our vision, and this is really the trajectory of where we're going with our life, which is our biggest project.
That's so crazy.
I know.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
These interviews are crazy. Like, I feel like
I think they get deeper and deeper.
Yes, every interview just gets deeper and deeper. I'm gonna look back at like my old little 16-year-old interview, and I'm gonna see what I say.
Yeah.
You know, I
what
cringe.
did you say?
I can't look at like old videos. Like
I agree with you. I'm the same way.
Like when I look back at like our reality show season 1, I can't watch those episodes because I sound so like you know,
so
like
bubbly.
Yes, and now I'm just like, okay.
Like,
calm down, Alfredo.
No, I think you look at yourself back and you're like, you have no idea what's in store for you, sir.
You know what? Okay, yeah.
Sometimes
I look back at like old pictures or like videos of me dancing. I'm like, if only you knew what was in store for you. You know, like, and then that's why I say it's not that deep because like you go back and like, it's so crazy I'm like getting all these thoughts now. When I go to competition with my kids and I put my kids on stage and I see them dance, in my head I'm like, okay, now I can go on stage so confidently and like do whatever I want. But when I was their age, I was so scared. Yeah. Why is that? Yeah. You know, like it's just crazy how life works.
You grow as you keep going, and now you're like, I could do this.
I could do anything easily. Honestly, yeah.
But okay, so now going back
to the podcast.
We know that the rental chambelán is a big trend, and a lot of people say trends come and go, but is it really a trend, or do you really see it go above? Like now this is going to be the new tradition for quinceañeras.
The way I like to work, build my business, build my team, is I like to start trends.
Okay.
Hop on trends, but also be unique to start a trend and see where it goes with it, you know? I feel like trends in quinceañeras change as time goes, obviously. Every year is so different. Yeah. But also I feel like it all depends on the people on how long they want the trend to last or live, you know? Yeah. For us, what I love to do is I love to stay on top of trends. You know, like our marketing team is always on TikTok, making sure our TikToks are going up and stuff like that. Yeah. But then also for choreographers, it's like, okay, we need to be training outside from this, like, being a teacher is not just a label like you're a teacher. It's like you have to learn a lot more, you know, and live through the trends and through what's going on in the world today. So we like to still train on the side so then we know what's trendy out there and bring it to the quinceañera industry, you know?
I like
because quinceañera industry and dance industry are so different. Yeah. Especially now that we have both. We have our quinceañera industry and our dance industry. Yeah. We like to apply more of our competitive dance industry into quinceañera to change the game for quinceañera industry.
And
you know?
You guys are studying kind of what it'll take for the future quinceañeras, right?
And I feel like that's where we kind of start a trend. We're like, hey, you know, like, let's get rid of these side-to-side waltzes and let's get rid of these, like, simple, easy, cute cumbias and huapangos and hip-hops and
let's bring actual performance.
Something else, into these performances. So the way we train our boys now is, especially now that we have our competitive dance team, is we tell the boys, like, what you're doing right now is not dance.
Yeah.
If you want to dance, look at what comp is doing, and that's real dance, you know? So we train the boys the way we train our competitive dancers, so then they know exactly what it takes to be a dancer.
Wow. And, you know, that kind of leads into my next question, because I feel like the way that you're training your boys now is different from the traditional side of, you know, how we're used to seeing chambelanes. So kind of, I mean, you're aware of it, but tell the people how it is kind of like living in that.
So 100%, I always say, like, when you go see a dance show, you want to be entertained because you don't want to be bored. And I think that's so important in Quinceañera too. Like, it don't matter if no one's applauding you or if no one's hyped with you or if no one's, like, looking at you like at these quinceañeras. The reaction of the audience, it doesn't matter. You need to perform at your fullest capability, you know? And that's the way I like to train the boys and, you know, make sure, like, hey, you're not a chambelan. You're entertainment. Yeah. You know, like, think about, like, the party bots or, like, the big bobbleheads, you know, those are entertainment. The ones that are like Karol G. Yes, those are entertainment. So we tell the boys, like, you're not a chambelan. You're entertainment. So you have to perform as entertainment. And I love to bring out, like, when you go watch a movie and, like, you're bored of watching the movie, like, you're not being entertained, or, like, when you go to... The actors are not... entertaining, not bringing out the side of you that, Or you go to Disneyland, you watch the parades, and they're not entertaining. You got to live up to those standards, you know? I bring up all these crazy, like, different scenarios, and they're like, but we're just chambelanes. And I'm like, no, we're not.
Then they say it's not that deep.
Yeah, exactly,
It is, actually. It is, That part, it is.
So I feel like it kind of just depends on how the teachers train their dancers and what they want for their dancers, you know? And to us, that's like, we want to be on the next level and, you know, just see where it goes. Yeah. So entertaining, like, we are entertainment and we have to make sure we're entertaining the people at the party. Yeah. And not everyone's going to like you, and that's okay. Yeah. You just got to entertain. That's your job.
But that's, like, in life in general.
In general.
Like, there's going to be
literally, not everyone's going to like me, but I'm still entertaining them.
Yeah.
Walk off.
Yeah. Mic drop.
Yes. I'm like, yes, I love that.
Okay, so now for parents that are planning their quinceañera, I mean, like, say I'm a parent that planned a quinceañera 10 years ago and now I have to plan another quinceañera. Like what's an advice that you would give to them? Because it's completely different. Like, the quinceañera industry is changing.
Invest in what you're really going to enjoy. Okay. And I speak from experience for my sister's quinceañera, that's the route we went. Invest in what we're really going to enjoy. We're Sinaloenses. We love banda. We love music and stuff like that, literally. So I told my parents, like, let's invest into what we're really going to enjoy and what's really going to create, like, that whole memory effect versus trying to please everyone going to the event, you know? So that would be my biggest advice. Invest in what you really, really, really want to enjoy. And if you're looking like advice for quinceañera with, like, choreography and stuff like that, I would say, like, if you know you don't have dedicated chambelanes, damas, and everything, save yourself the stress and just rent the boys. Yeah. Rent chambelan rentals that are going to actually do the job, you know, be entertaining, do the whole thing. Yes, you are going to invest a lot more. It is a lot more expensive. But I always say this. It's so funny. Because if you bring your own chambelanes, your own damas and everything, you're going to have to buy them food, take them out to eat. El chambelán no va a tener para comprar el traje and all this and that. Transportation. All of that extra money totals out to the same amount of money that you would pay if you rented boys.
Yeah, it's true. Because that was one thing that I remember from our quinceañera. We get hungry after dancing.
After practice,
everybody gets hungry.
And if you have like 10, 18 kids in your court, that's 18 meals.
Especially if they're teenage boys.
And they want more food.
Teenage boys eat. Yeah. Let me just...
Literally. Tell me about it.
Leave it there.
Tell me about it. Right? So, I mean, invest where you see need in, but also invest wisely, you know, like invest in what's really gonna, like, help you. And I always say, like, renting the boys, you're paying more, but you're also, like, paying for, like, stress relief. Like, you're not gonna worry about that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
We take care. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of the chambelán companies take care of most of the stuff. Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, you would think.
We do.
But we do.
Yes.
Okay, and then now, it's so crazy. Bring it back again, right? January 2025, I was there. Yeah. And so much has changed for you. Yes. In your studio. Where do you see AC15 in the next year?
A lot more known as just a dance studio in general, broadly, like a broad dance studio. And I see a lot more dancers, a lot more families, and what I want to create for AC is what we've created in the quinceañera industry, but create that same thing in the competitive dance industry. Yeah. And I feel like I'm on the right track. Mm-hmm. It's our first year this year of a competitive dance studio, and we've won so many awards and titles, and we've been known at competition a lot more. Yeah. So I feel like I'm on the right track, and I just tell myself, like, Alfredo, you're literally just doing the same thing you did with quinceañera, but now do it with competitive dance. Yeah. And it's a lot more time investment, like a lot more sacrifices. Yeah. So I'm ready for it. I know my team is ready. I know we're all ready for it. It's kind of just like, let's do it, And I think that's where we are right now. So I see a lot more blessings, and I don't know, I just
taking it to another level.
Yeah, I definitely
in that side of
just want to take it to the next level and see how far I can run with it.
Yeah, I like that. I'm excited. I'll be there for the other expansion.
Girl! Someone told me that too. They're like, so you're going to expand in another 2 years? And I was like, after this one, I think I'm done here. Yeah. No, but you know what?
Like, work your way.
I'm not going to, like, close myself on it. If it happens, it happens,
beautiful.
Yeah. Maybe I'll take over the plaza, but we'll see. Imagine. Like, vecinos, my plaza grand opening, I'm
like, vecinos, please don't listen to me right now. I give them, like,
their little paper. I'm like, you have 2 weeks. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing vecinos. They already don't like me.
Ooh, talk about it. No, mejor let's not talk about it.
No, it's okay. Go try this stuff, guys.
Okay, so we're taking it to another level in the form of, like, dance, competitive dancing. But now in the quinceañera industry, like, where do you see yourself, like, going? Like, what's the trajectory or vision that you see there for yourself?
I definitely want our AC boys to take it to the next level. Mm-hmm. I want our AC boys to be like the next Jabberwockies. Like, see how we can, like, be the talk of, like, quinceañera,
Yeah.
And I think, again, we're on the right track. I think we have the perfect team for it. Yeah. It's kind of just, like, making it happen. And I think that's where we are.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to just be the headline of Quinceañera choreographers. I think that's where I want. I mean, I feel like that's what everyone wants for their own business, but I feel like that's where I really know we can get. That's where I know where we can really get. Mm-hmm. And I just want to see how much more I can do with quinceañera industry. I feel like I've kind of dipped my toes in a lot of, like, different things of, like, photo shoots, campaigns, video shoots, like podcasts, performances, and all that, So something that, like, I love a lot is, like, we had our first dance showcase last year in December, and we had Quinceañera be a part of that show. So we had a vals on stage, a surprise dance, and you don't see that at different dance studios.
You don't.
So I want to take that to the next level, and make it more of a normal thing,
Yeah, and what's beautiful about it? That at the same time, you're representing your culture and the traditions that it comes with.
And that's one thing I've always told myself, like, I'm always going to remember where I come from and who I came from and what roots I come from, and I always want to represent that through everything that I do. Yeah. So we have, like, this new mission statement. It says, through culture, creativity, and dance. Like, that is what we do. Like, we are representing through culture, creativity, and what we all love most, dance. So that is where I'm at with that. Like,
I love
let's just see. Now I was talking before the interview saying that, like, I'm tired, this and that. Now I'm hyped. Like, these talks. I want to
go to work now.
These talks make me like, let's do it. I'm ready to go to work right now. I'm ready to, like, yes. It literally, like gives me that energy.
Oh, I'm so excited for you, my friend.
After this, I'll be like...
Don't.
I know, right?
No, okay, so now I have just, like, few questions to ask. Preguntas de salida, okay?
Okay, cool.
So first, what's the worst advice you've heard?
Okay. I was scared about this, and I was trying to figure out, like, what advice I've gotten that, like, I'm like, ew, no, And then I came to the conclusion that I feel like every advice that someone has given me is a testament in their own life, a testimonial in their own life, and it's worked for them, and they're just sharing it with me.
Like, you don't necessarily have to apply every advice that comes
to you, right? You just have to listen and be like, okay, I'm glad that worked for you, I think not the worst advice, but, like, something that I've been told that I'm like, you might be wrong, you know? Is you don't need a diploma to be successful.
Yeah.
And why do I say that? Because I started this business when I was 14, 15. Yeah. I graduated, I went to college, left college, opened up my dance studio, had my studio for 2 years, went back to college, tried to do something with college and life. Why? Because I felt left out with all my friends in college. Mm-hmm. And I feel like...
You wanted to have a title?
I wanted to have that title. And then I really thought about it, like, what do I need the title for, you know? And then left college, grew the business again, opened up that second studio, went back to college. And in college, I was doing dance. And when I was doing dance, I realized, like, I'm not at the same level as like my peers.
Yeah.
So then I got really bored, and then I left college again. And then I went back to the studio, grew that studio, opened up this third studio. So I feel like growing up, like, it was always like implemented to me that I had to go to school right away and like get my life situated. But I feel like passion for me really, really just made that big difference. Like, I don't need a diploma, I need passion. And once I have that passion, I'm gonna be successful in whatever I want to do, you know? I'm not saying don't go to school guys. Go to school, you know? Well, I at some point want to go back and try to figure something out with it, you know?
I think what it did, it's like every time you returned, you learned something new from it. Maybe it wasn't like, okay, you finished it through and through, but you learned something that you were able to apply to yourself and just see more growth from there.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know what? I feel like that's so true, because when I was back in colleges, like during those little small eras, I was back even more motivated because I knew I had something back at home, which is like would be my business. I had my business in my backpack that I knew that I wanted to learn things for my business, you know?
And apply it there,
yeah. So I think that's something where like, you know what? Like, I don't think I needed that at that time, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, to be honest with you, the only reason why I went back to school was because I felt like I needed like a balance between work and like my personal life, and I really wanted to like meet friends and like be different, and that did not work out. So I think that's just something that like has always stuck with me. Like, hey, you know what? Like, if you don't want to go to school, like, just have a plan, you know, like really stick to your plan. But also, like, it's one thing to say I have a plan and not do it.
Yeah, like you have to apply it.
You have to know what you want to do and like, okay, not know what you want to do, like have a plan for that, you know?
Yeah.
And I always share this too, like, I did not want to be a Quinceañera choreographer. I did not want to be a Quinceañera choreographer. I wanted to be a backup dancer. And, you know, I had a plan and my plan went through with something else. And I mean, here we are, you know? So it's really pretty how life works, and like how like you kind of just have to go through waves and
you like figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what I tell a lot of my kids right now, like that I teach, like, hey, you don't have to have it all figured out. Like just go through the wave. Like, I went to college as soon as I graduated, and then I left because I started this new journey, you know? So it's like this and this. And they all make fun of me. They're like, 3-time college dropout. And I'm like, you know what? Well, you know what? I have a studio.
Like,
so
it's true, okay. But...
Yes, literally. My sister, she's so mean to me. I'm going to call her out right now. She's graduating in 2 weeks.
Like, sister, if you're watching this...
Catherine, if you're watching this, she's graduating in 2 weeks. And she always tells me, you wouldn't know because you weren't smart. Or you wouldn't know because you don't go to college. Or, you know what?
That's
you wouldn't
so
know.
Sister of her to say.
You wouldn't know because you graduated during COVID. Like, she had prom the other day, and I took her.
Dude, I did
too. Yeah, literally.
Ouch, Catherine.
Yeah, and she's like, you wouldn't know. And I'm like, great. Thanks, sister, you know, so.
Just like, rip the bandage. But that's what it is, having siblings.
I learned through her, too.
Yeah,
I learned through her a lot,
and that's the beautiful part, too.
That's the beautiful part, that we all kind of just learn from each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
but I'm sure that's her way of saying that either way, I look up to you and I love you.
You know what? I don't know. She's not that nice to me.
Let's just keep it that way.
Let's just keep it nice.
I know. Water. You want water?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
No, wait, actually, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, take water. This is not live. You could keep going. Business book that you've used as a Bible.
You know what? I really like this question because a lot of people would say like my mentors, or like, you know, like
your mentors,
my mentors, or like I went to college and this class or this teacher.
Yeah.
For me, it's been taking risk and just seeing where those risks take you. And earlier we were talking about like having like the bravery to take the risk, you know? And I feel like every time I want to try something new, I don't search it up. I don't go to a textbook. I don't like...
You don't ask ChatGPT?
I don't ask ChatGPT how to do things
how to figure out your life.
No, literally, you know, I'm just like, okay, let's try it. And the worst thing that can happen is you end up back exactly where you are right now, which is not bad at all because...
You're still
there, you know?
Yeah.
So my Bible, my entrepreneur Bible, like how I really... make decisions for the business or all of this, it's kind of just like, I have this vision, I have the passion, I can do it, let's just see where it takes you, and then go from there, you know? Yeah. And the most beautiful part is like, if it works, look at where you are now, you know? Yeah. So that, and then just having faith and having my parents and, you know, just making sure that like, I believe in myself and, you know, that I feel supported and, you know, I have reassurance and all that, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I think I'm young. I'm really young and I'm growing and learning as I'm growing and learning in the business too, you know? So, I feel like it's so funny. I feel like a teen parent. Like, I had my baby at so, like, young. So and, like, little. I'm seeing my baby grow. But, like, sometimes I have to remind myself that, like, I'm growing with this baby, too. You know? So, like, that baby has to understand that, like, I'm still growing, you know? Yeah. So, I always tell that to, like, my best friends or, like, you know, the people that work with me. Like, that hey, you know, like, baby. Yeah, like, hey, you know, like, I'm sorry if this went wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm still growing as I'm going, and they're so understanding of me because they're the same age as me. So then they always tell me, like, you're, like, on a whole different level. Like, I cannot picture, like, do the same things you're doing at your age right now. So that's a lot of people say that. Yeah. A lot of people say that. It's a lot scary. Of people say that. And it is scary, but that scary I think is also the adrenaline that, like, keeps you going. Yeah. You know, right? The adrenaline helps me too. Like, I'm just, okay, let's do it, you know, let's go. And then if my friends, it's so funny, my friends in the most nicest way are so delusional too, like me. So, like, we're always like, okay, let's do it, we can do it. And I think that, that drug of delusion helps you so much with kind of just like, and you're kind of just like, let's do it, you know? So I feel like I'm so thankful for, like, everyone I have around me, like all my friends, all my employees, my family, my friends, because they all just help me become the person I am, you know? Nice. I love that. Good. Because you built that too, you know? And it takes a lot of work and a lot of patience and back and forth. So it's really good. Yep. Favorite movie? What is the favorite movie you have? I recently just watched the Michael Jackson movie. Obsessed with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really know much about Michael Jackson before I watched the movie. Yeah. And then once I watched it, I feel like I learned, the dancer me learned to appreciate the dancing. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because I know you haven't watched it. I haven't watched it, for those that have, because it's really new. But it's so good because you see the background and the dancing. You know, and, like, that's what a lot of people are saying. I think the way that Michael Jackson was portrayed when he was alive is so far from the truth of how this movie is. I mean, I haven't watched it, but, like, a lot of people are kind of telling me the same thing. What I loved about it was, like, obviously the dancing, the choreography of it, like, all of that. But also, like, he took it to another level, right? Yes, just like me, I was inspired watching that movie. I was like, wow, like, I'm going to go back to the studio and I'm going to make sure that, like, our choreographies are like this and this and this and this, you know? Yeah. And I think it kind of goes back to, like, that question we talked about, like, being trendy. Like, you know, like, I'm watching movies, I'm watching videos, I'm watching my competition, I'm watching other people. So then I know what's working for them and I know what they're doing. So then I can take ideas and I can, you know, really be inspired and grow a lot more with that, you know? Yeah. And I think that's just the way to help each other grow, like, you know? I don't see competition as competition. Like, we're all doing the same thing, the sun shines for everyone. Yeah. Like, let's help each other out. I think that mindset is really powerful because really it kind of helps each other grow in your own community. Because at the end of the day, like, whatever doesn't work for you doesn't mean it can't work for someone else. I agree with that. That's what I think, you know, but a lot of people don't, so. Oh, and it's kind of like the thing with life, either you see somebody as they're copying you or you see them as, like, twin. Yeah. You know? When someone, like, honestly, like, copies us, quote unquote, I see it more as, like, I'm inspired and I'm happy that, like, I'm able to inspire other people. Yeah. Because, like, you do. That's all you can do, honestly. So I feel, like, very thankful and I feel very good when I see other people, like, oh, like, they're doing something similar. So I was like, good for them. I'm proud and I really hope that they can grow with it. And why am I like this? Because when I was little, I was that. Yeah. I was that person looking at other people's work. And seeing what they were doing to build my own thing, you know, and here I am now. So I always think about, like, you know, like, plant your seed and then see where that seed, that seed grows into, you know? Yeah, I agree. So Michael Jackson. There you go. I need to watch it. And then if you could have a coffee or, I don't know, shot with somebody from the past, who would it be? Okay. Now I'm going to get emotional, okay? When I was in high school, I don't know if you know this story. I think you probably did. When I was in high school, I had this best friend who would always help me so much with, like, the idea of, like, wanting to start a business or, like, help me with, like, hey, I think you're going to thrive in this, or, like, would see me posting, like, little small clips or, like, what I wanted to do. And would always be like, bro, you're going to make it so far in life and, like, all this and that, you know? And he passed away when I was a junior in high school. Yeah. And when he passed away, it took a big toll in, like, my life and everything because that was, like, my mentor, you know? And I feel like that was my best friend that, like, you know, every time I do something big or like, you know, I have an event or like I have something big going on. That was
your person that you share it with.
I feel like I'm always like, oh, I wonder what like, his name was Crispin. Like, I wonder what Crispin would have said, or like, I wonder what he would have like been telling me right now, you know. So, if I could like have a drink or like just a sit down coffee and like catch up with someone in the past, it would be him, because I was 16 when he passed away, and AC was like
baby
small, and I feel like if he were alive and he saw all of this, like, I don't know, I think he'd just be like, what the heck did you do, you know? So Crispin, and you know, may he rest in peace. So I feel like I always tell my mom, like, I feel like he's really proud, you know, like from up above he like sees everything, and every time it's so crazy, every time I see a butterfly, it's him. I know it's him, because every time I'm doing something big for AC or like something, a butterfly like flies around me. Or like if I'm having like a bad day or something, sign. That's my sign. It's that he's watching. Damn butterfly.
He's like your guardian angel.
Yeah, literally. So that would be my person, and you know, I mean, that's why I always say, like, you know, enjoy those around you, because they could be gone the next day. And that's how I am about my parents. Like, my parents are they're not that old, but like they're getting older. So like I really just love having them a part of everything that I'm doing, even if they don't know nothing about what I'm doing, like having them there, because I want to have those memories with me, you know. So life is just short, and it's cruel. It can be taken away like that. So
yeah, it can. And you know, a lot of people say you're young, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, death does not discriminate. Doesn't matter how old.
It don't exactly.
Young, doesn't matter.
Exactly. Yeah. So live your dreams and like
live every day.
Do it now. Like, do it. Don't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for sharing that. And what has been the best investment you've made with $100?
This one had me like thinking like left and right, like what is it, you know? I think when I was 14, I went to Six Flags, and when I went to Six Flags, the dance studio that I first ever danced at was performing there, and I got scouted at that Six Flags trip, and that started my dance career. That started me training at a dance studio. Didn't have money to train at that studio, so I started AC15 to pay for those dance lessons and all of that. So that $65 Six Flags ticket was the best investment ever, because
you just never know who you're gonna meet and where.
You never know who's gonna have such a big impact in your life.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Like, I can literally go outside right now in the parking lot, and if I meet someone, like, you never know what impact they can have in your life, you know? Yeah. And I think that's the beauty in networking and meeting people, and, you know, just like, you know, being around a nice community. So yeah, that's my best investment, which is pretty crazy. I would say like my dance shoes and all that, but like, girl, that came to like later, you know?
Yeah. What started it for you was that.
Exactly. I think that's, because it's so funny, like before that whole era, before I started dancing, like I remember like life was boring. Like I was just a little 10-year-old, like doing 10-year-old stuff, like on a trampoline with my sister. And I remember always telling my parents, like, I'm bored. Like, I'm really bored. I want to do something. I want to do something. Yeah. And then now, like, I don't think I ever say I'm bored. I have so much happening. You're like, whoa. If anything, I'm like, okay.
I need a break.
Yes. And that's just the blessing. That's just the really nice part of it all. So every time someone says I'm bored, I'm like, don't say that. Yeah. Be careful what you say.
I'll give you something to do
exactly.
right now.
I'll give you something to do right now. You can help me with something. So yeah, that would be the best investment ever.
I like that.
Thank you.
Okay, so for those that don't know or follow you yet, where can they find you?
You can find me on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, as Alfredo Castro or AC15 Choreography. And just make sure to follow my journey, because I don't know where I'm going to be next. So
in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years. We'll see where this is taking us.
I'm going to be 27 in 5 years. Oh my God.
Okay, stop because I'm 27 right now.
Oh my God, we literally we're 5 years apart. Oh, that's crazy.
And then we're saying that, and then Jaime behind the scenes, he's like,
I love that.
Oh God. Okay, well, thank you so much for being in our past podcast, Quinceañera Planning, and stay tuned for more.